In what ways does your media product use, develop, or challenge forms and conventions of real media products? Real media products are those that are viewed on a large scale, for example, films released and seen in the cinema and music videos on YouTube. They are made by professional people in the media industry and are normally edited to a very high standard. Real media products that we have researched are of the horror genre, for example, The Ring, The Woman in Black, and Halloween. We identified 11 forms and conventions when watching real media products, which are 1. A catchy title that is relevant. 2. During the disruption, lots of fast-paced shots and sounds that complements the action on the screen. 3. Lots of cuts and transitions. 4. Obvious editing. 5. A disturbing shot, either someone being in distress, being killed, or hurt. 6. The soundtrack changes to create a thrill. 7. Having a gentle, diegetic or non-diegetic sound starting the scene, setting the atmosphere. 8. More horror scenes than non-horror scenes. 9. Good camera work. 10. Features a vulnerable character. 11. Fade to black for suspense. All films have a relevant title that perhaps foreshadows the events of the film or gives us an insight to what the film is about. For example, The Woman in Black features a woman who wears black clothing. We brainstormed ideas and decided on The Calling. We think that this is a good title because our character, Lisa Wright, is being called by the unknown in her sleep. We leave it up to the audience to decide on what is going to happen as our opening ends on a cliffhanger. Medium to fast-paced shots at the beginning of the scene of Lisa Wright being followed have been slowed down to give a thrilling effect. Inspirations for this idea came from the film Disconnect. Having this at the beginning of our sequence sets a tense and eerie atmosphere whilst introducing the main character. This also implicates that something is going to happen to Lisa. This idea was not in our initial plan, but when we edited, we decided it was necessary to slow down shots to hide mistakes we made when filming. Normally, the jump cuts that are used in horror films are fast and evident. In our horror film opening, we have used jump cuts in a slightly different way. They are slow, so the audience has a longer time to concentrate on what is happening. We think that this was relevant because our film opening seemed to lack tension and excitement. Obvious editing is used in the horror genre to accumulate tension. We made this evident, especially when adding the black screens with titles and when the unknown is revealed in Lisa's dream. Editing in our opening sequence is key. It builds up thrill and makes it less boring to watch. Alfred Hitchcock is a famous director of real media products that have used editing in this way. In order to be successful in the horror genre, we observed that a disturbing shot or scene needs to be included. We feature a disturbing shot of Lisa having a nightmare, which is when the unknown possesses her. She is shown to be in distress, which we aim to leave the viewers with curiosity to watch on and find out what happens to her. This idea was always in our plans, but the way we chose to shoot it changed. A crash zoom on the character's face was used, similar to in the film Shaun of the Dead, on the character's face to show fear. Here are some other examples of crash zooms in this film. Having a gentle diegetic or non-diegetic sound starting the scene sets the atmosphere in real media products. The sound in our opening sequence is eerie, has a gentle build-up of volume, and the sound changes from non-diegetic to diegetic whispers that haunt Lisa. This is developed convention of real media product because rather than having just gentle diegetic or non-diegetic music, we have the ending whispers. The use of a slow build-up doesn't give away the genre straight away. Instead of having loads of horror scenes in our media product, we have one main one that is built up to. The titles give an insight to what the genre is because they are read and the main title has a black outline to make it stand out against the background, which is our establishing shot. Most horror films involving a vulnerable female have a white British or American actor playing the victim. For example, the Scream films. Our film opening features a black British teenager, which are not typically seen in horror films as victims. Some real media horror films have black screens to break up scenes and to add suspense. We added the titles onto our black screens to make them bolder, which is easier to read. This wasn't initially in our plan to do, but when we were editing, we decided this would be a good way to create tension and hide mistakes in camera work.